welcome back to the Rosewood Hong Kong. We are now sitting in the private room of the Old Cafe restaurant on the level 2 of the hotel. Still with Paolo, and always with Paolo.
Hi, Nicola.
Hi, Paolo. Welcome back to Rosewood. We had a few of these episodes now, so we are getting used to the space, but first time in Old Cafe.
Right.
And today we wanted to focus on 2 or 3 pairings based on what we call barbecue items in Hong Kong.
And still made
yes,
in Chinese.
Yes. And the first dish we will enjoy is a château.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it earlier,
Yeah.
and you told me,
It's not the easiest match. I mean, naturally, you think char siu being a meat dish, a very rich meat dish, should go well with a red. But then because of the honey, the different type of sweetness that different restaurants have, they actually clash with the red wine a bit too much, and it kills the red wine. So I'm quite happy that you pick a white today to go with the char siu, and I'm looking forward to see the harmony.
It's usually a type of pairing that I like very much. I enjoy rich white wines usually. So you said people really expect red wines, and I completely agree with you. White wines work better as long as they are rich, but not the richness about the oak, but more the richness about a natural structure. And that's why now we are talking about the family Perrin estates, and more specifically Château Beaucastel. Right. And that's why we picked this 100% Roussanne, which is a very particular wine they're making.
Yeah. From super old vines.
Very old vines, 100
plus year old vines, and very small production. So it's quite difficult to find. So let's try it with some char siu.
I think you want to dig in.
Yeah, I
we
really
should.
want to.
Thank you. It's a Château Beaucastel. Of course, for those who don't know, this chateau, this domain in France has a very long history. I think the first trace of winemaking for Beaucastel was in 1534 and 1540 or around
16th
these days.
century, yes.
So it's very old. So they have historical parcels, and this is a blend of 3 parcels, and like Paolo said, 100 years old vines. So it's I'm really looking forward to taste it actually.
I mean, the Perrins have been making amazing wines for a long time in the Southern Rhone, and in particular, the white wines are very hard to find because you don't see a lot of Châteauneuf du Pape Blanc, and especially something so special. And I had a quick match up. I think you picked the right wine to go with the char siu.
Well,
yeah.
Important fact about this wine is it's historically very important. Beaucastel is one of the pioneers of Châteauneuf du Pape, of course, but one of the estates that always use, especially for the reds, the 13 grape varieties. Yeah. So this one, to be 100% Roussanne, is quite a special wine for them. We are back here at Old Cafe with another set of dishes with the pork belly and the roasted duck. So still part of the barbecue section here at Old Cafe. And then you were nice enough to bring a homage à Jacques Perrin.
Homage, yes, the special.
Yes.
Which they don't produce every year. Yes. They only produce in the best years.
Yeah. Best years, and always a large majority of Mourvèdre. A bit of Grenache.
Some Cournoise.
Yes. It's a big wine. It's very rich, rich fruits, cooked fruits, cooked figs, dates. But you mentioned earlier, you were right, a bit of a mint component on the nose.
Even on the palate, actually. But I think you picked, 2 wonderful dishes to go with this wine, because these, the roast duck and the suckling pig will definitely need a red. Unlike the char siu.
Yeah.
Try.
Thank you. It's so complex. This is the kind of wine that really needs a lot of time in the glass. Huh? It's a powerful wine. Huh? 11 was, for me, was quite an unusual vintage, even though they decided to go for homage for that year. but the yield were quite normal. They are not small yield. It's not more
Yeah.
concentrated than usual.
Correct.
But for some reasons, they decided to go for homage because they got the right maturity, they got the right alcohol content. So they made homage in 11 as well.
It happened before, like 94. There was another year when they decided to make homage when nobody really cared for that vintage.
Yeah,
So-
that's true. That's what the south of Rhone Valley can give you sometimes. It's vintages that are not supposed to be the vintages of the century, but somehow some wineries manage to do something exceptional.
Exactly. Are Rhone wines popular at the property?
More and more, more and more. A few years ago, Rhone wines were not really talked about. Now, people go much more for, I would say, Château, Southern Rhone, because the wines are bigger.
Yeah.
Hermitage, though it's Northern Rhone, is very popular. Côte Rôtie is a very niche pool of clientele that because it's a thinner structure, it's a bit different. But Châteauneuf for sure, very popular at the Legacy House. We have one here at Old Café. It's not homage, but we have one. And of course at Henry at the Smokehouse we have the grill. That's very popular. It's evolving. A lot. Now it's like towards this leathery kind of taste, texture. It's very interesting.
First vintage was 89, so they decided to dedicate this to the grandfather of Jean-Pierre and François. And I mean, I'm quite lucky because I get to taste this homage over the years and also see the evolution of homage. The 89, the 90, the 94, 95. And this wine can really age.
Oh yes, for
really
sure,
age.
for sure. It's this is worth opening 2 hours before drinking at least. It's really a big wine, but what a balance. Thank you so much for sharing this with us today. We're privileged to taste such good wines, and well, we'll see you, I guess, another time, another wine, another moment. See you soon.
Thank you.